Hi, my name is Gwen Foster. This video is about who is taking your energy. So I tell this a lot to clients, so I decided to make a video about it. I am getting this from Carolyn May, so I want to give her credit. She was in Houston a few years ago at the Unity Church, and she had a talk, and she explained this in a way that I had not thought of actually. What I heard about energy vampires was from Judith Orloff a long time ago. Judith has some great information on people that are energy vampires. They just suck you dry energetically. But Carolyn Mace described a way to kind of understand this. So some people are very sensitive, very empathic, and I have a lot of clients like this. A lot of people in my world are very intuitive and empathic and sensitive. And what Carolyn explained was, let's say every morning you have let's just say in general you have an energy bank account, and every morning you have 100 energy dollars in your bank account, and then throughout the day your interactions with people, your phone calls, your in-person relationships, your whatever is going on in your life is either giving you energy points or taking energy points. And some people are just depleted energetically because of their surroundings. Their complaining spouse, or their kid who's never happy, or all the people at work who are always bitching about their job and they don't like something about it, and then what's on TV and what's going on in the whole political thing, and whatever. So what I'll say is that, can I have your phone for 1 second just to give an example? Let's say you wake up with 100 energy dollars and the phone rings and it's your kid. They forgot something at school. Okay, well that took away some points because now you got to do something you weren't expecting to do. And then the phone rings again and it's your mom and she's like something. I'm like, okay, there's 10 more points. And then the next thing is something else and someone needs to borrow $200. Okay, well that's some more points. But let's say you didn't get any points. You didn't have anything energizing, uplifting, something positive to replace those lost points. So sometimes by 10 o'clock, and people usually laugh at this because they're like, yeah, that's true. Sometimes by 10 a.m., those $100 of energy points are gone. Just by 10 a.m., by text, posts, messages, news, flashes, whatever's on, wherever. And you're like, crap, it's 10 o'clock. And so a lot of people have energy issues. They have fatigue issues. They have tiredness issues. They're just like, blah, drained. They don't have a lot of spark. There's no motivation. There's no drive. And I would say watch your energy bank account, because if you allow it, people will take those points from you, especially if you could wake up positive, upbeat, happy, and by 10 or 11, you're like, crap, how's this day going to turn out? If that's happening, it's up to you to fix it. This is not something that just magically fixes itself. If you're allowing people to take your points, then I would say you either have to make some changes around you, because that's not good. And people will take your points as long as you let them. So let me give you another example. Let's say you have a girlfriend that is always complaining about the same thing. Her boyfriend, her husband, her job, whatever. Every time you talk to her, she's dumping. And she's dumping about the same crap. That is so annoying. But it's also like, but you're letting it. If you don't say, hey, I don't want to hear this anymore. If you're not going to make a change, then don't call me. Or if you want to block the number. Depending on who it is. If it's an ex relationship and they're still calling you, they're texting you, they're messaging you on Facebook, block them. There's no reason to have someone, especially that's no longer in your life, to take your energy dollars. And another thing is, I would say if it's family, and this is very hard to do, but if it's your family that's taking your energy dollars, you've got to get it under control. Sometimes with a young child, especially if it's a special needs child, there's nothing you can do about that because you have to take care of that child. But I'm talking about an adult child that is draining you, or adult parent who's a pain in the butt. You have to change that dynamic. And unfortunately, sometimes with friends and family, you have to cut your losses, because it's your health, your energy that you're letting be affected. And probably the biggest example of this I hear from people is like exes and ex-children, not ex-children, but stepchildren, ex-relationships, marriages, wives, husbands, whatever. This can be a huge subject all by itself of that dynamic that is just like super draining. But in that case, it's our perception and it's how we deal with it. We can either let it continue to bother us, we can not let it bother us, or we can just make a change. We can decide we don't want to be in this dynamic anymore. And so sometimes you have to decide that for yourself. But if you're allowing it to happen, there can't be any blame and no one playing the victim card, because this is a choice. This is a choice who you have on your phone. This is a choice who is contacting you. This is a choice what calls you answer. And I'll say on the phone even, sometimes it's just like, like you can have someone call you who is draining or annoying, and just seeing their name on your phone can take 5 points. It's like, and you can either decide later to call them back or not, but maybe you didn't even talk to them. But if they call you, they need something. This is an energy vampire, and this is a person taking your dollars of energy and draining you energetically. And I would say the solution, besides blocking and changing this dynamic, the real solution is find things that are inspiring, whether they're quotes, whether they're something positive, whether they're nice music you like to listen to, whether they're candles or little things on YouTube that are inspirational, supportive, meditative, anything that helps really make you happy. And I find this pretty interesting, but when I work with people, I'll say, give me a list of 3 things that makes you really happy. And they'll be like, I can't even think of one, like that really makes them happy. And I find that super interesting. And I tell them, okay, you got to work on that. Because if they can't even think of 3 things, how are they going to do 3 things to make them happy? I mean, when I love on my puppies, that makes me happy. That gives me joy, and I get to do it all day long because I work from home. But some people don't have that. If it means getting a pet maybe, or a type of music, or learning to play an instrument, or just a walk in the park. I mean, and it doesn't have to be things that cost money. It could be if you really enjoy taking time to read, but you haven't been taking time to do that. That can still be energy points that you gain, especially if it's something inspirational. If it's something on a topic that makes you fearful or worry, like I said, political stuff or things like that, then that's not what I'm talking about, because that can actually take your energy points because it's like dreadful. Anyway, think of your energy points every day and think about who you give those energy points to and who you get them from. And that should be really inspirational, good homework, and something that I think will make you really aware of something that maybe you didn't think about the same way before. Okay, please like and subscribe. Thank you.